Evening, everyone. How is everybody doing?
Great, Doc. How are you doing?
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Doctor. We're fine.
Good. So tonight we're gonna have a very interesting discussion, and so we're bringing up this topic because we've discussed a lot in cyber chat over the years, but we've not specifically tackled this, right? Even though we've been talking around it, going in depth in some of the areas of it, but really, when it comes to starting off or doing a career switch in the cybersecurity space, what exactly are we looking at, right? Knowing exactly the steps to take for folks who are totally new, or even if you're in IT, is not an easy switch, right? It's not hard, but if you don't have the right information, you are going to go around in circles, take a couple of trainings here and there. That is not going to really end up anywhere or helping you to achieve the goal that you are trying to achieve, right? So tonight we are going to be jumping in, looking at uh, some of the tips and tricks when it comes to switching into the cybersecurity space, and we'll do some comparison of some of the soft skills we are bringing to the table and all that as well. So a very interesting discussion tonight. And with that being said, let's begin. Hopefully everybody had a great week, and the weekend is always good. It's time for you to reset for the next week. So you are all very much welcome. We're starting a bit late tonight, but still we are going to catch up on every single discussion point that we're going to be looking at. So as usual, we will be starting with our cyber news, and then we move into all the other areas. So you're welcome to Eretmis Cyber Chat. We do this every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you are welcome to join us once again if you are joining us for the very first time. And we have a very big community, a very helpful community. And if you are trying to grow in the cybersecurity space, we encourage you to join this every Friday night. This is brought to you by Eretmis Academy, a cybersecurity institute based out of New York. We make cybersecurity professionals out of all other professionals, right? So I'm Dr. Emmanuel Ledoux. I'm going to be your only pilot tonight. I'm a former United States Army captain. I'm the CEO of Eretmis Inc., a cybersecurity company based out of New York. We are a qualified PCI QSA company. We do PCI audits. If you are very new to the security space, don't worry about that. You'll get to know more about that later on. And then also the founder of Eretmis Academy, a cybersecurity institute based out of New York, bringing you this cyber chat tonight, and a former professor at University of Maryland Global Campus and CTC, and then also a member of the Forbes Technology Council as well. Appreciate everybody's time. And for Eretmis Academy, we are partners with CompTIA. We are authorized partners with CompTIA, and what that means is that we have a 20% discount that we give to all our students and Friday chat, cyber chat participants. So if you are looking to sit for Security Plus, Security Analyst, any of these CompTIA certifications, if you reach out to us, we'll show you how you'll be able to get the 20% discount. Now, this is only for CompTIA, right? Other certification bodies, I don't know of any programs that they have that gives, discounts to any of their partners. So with that, we are going to move forward. Now, if you are looking to resit for any security certification, cybersecurity certification within from any of the vendors, CompTIA, CISSP from ISACA and others, you can resit for the exam after the 3 years, or you can use continuing educational points to uh, to renew your certification. So if you are looking to use continuing educational points, when you attend cyber chat, every hour counts as one. So you can put team hashtag team live in the chat, and you will be able to use that for your certificate renewal. Right. There are a lot of folks in the Eretmis community who've used this to renew their certification without resitting for the exam. So we have a WhatsApp chat for a cyber chat. We have a WhatsApp for Eretmis Cyber Chat. So the link will be posted if you're looking to join this chat, so you don't miss any of the Friday sessions that we have. And our YouTube channel, we are transmitting live on YouTube channel like we always do. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do. We have about 250 thereabout cyber chats on there that you can learn from. It's a whole school on its own over there, so you can learn a lot from there as well. And we will be moving into tonight's topic. So first, we will look at cyber news, and then we will jump into our discussion for tonight. So for cyber news, guess who is in the news? So, us in the security space, we are not really political, but we are affected by politics, right? There was an executive order uh, from President Biden's era. It has been revised by President Trump's administration, and these are some of the changes. So I want you to dig more into this, right? And we are bringing this because it is a critical cyber news, right? Because these executive orders, they control and they shape what we do in the security space, right? So for the revision that was done, some of the items in the previous uh, uh, act were taken away, or the executive order was taken away. So, like the software bills of materials, and then also the federal digital ID framework that has been taken off. And then what was retained was the post-quantum cryptography, and then also the smart device labeling that also stays on. Anybody heard of the smart device labeling? We spoke about this some cyber chats ago when President Biden, when his administration brought this up. Anybody remembers, if you were, there during that cyber chat, the smart device labeling? Anybody remembers that? Or what is that about? Anyone in the security space, or you can be outside the security space if you've heard anything about the smart device labeling or the IoT device labeling? Anyone? For $5. Or you can look it up. Right. So if you look it up and you bring it up, then we will discuss it a little bit more. So, and then also now this uh, experts are saying this change or this shift will help decentralize to make this executive order more decentralized in terms of how we are going to deal with AI-enabled threats in the future, right? So this is the new big change in the security space. So kindly look into this. We do this cyber chats just to kind of give you some tips and tricks about what is going on, and especially when it comes to the news side, for you to dig more and research more into these, right? So with that, we are going to move into retail shops. So why are they in the news? So there's a surge in cyber attacks when it comes to retail shops, and what do you think is the reason for this? Right. So there can be a couple of reasons: lack of, enough cybersecurity professionals, or well-trained cybersecurity professionals, lack of awareness training within the shops and the different, people working in the shops. Also, maybe there should be a revamp of their processes that they are using to handle security matters, right? So the news is there's been a wave of cyber incidents hitting retails worldwide, not just in the United States. So everybody has, their own share of this cyber attacks. So Whole Food supplier, United Natural Foods, they had an incident. UK Marks and Spencer, they also had an incident. And there are others: Victoria's Secret, Adidas, the North Face, and others, Cartier. They all had some incidents, right? And this rise in these types of incidents, they can be attributed to a whole list of issues that I kind of mentioned some of it, right? Now, how they will be able to protect themselves? One, the biggest one, is not implementing multi-factor authentication or credit monitoring, or yes, practicing best security hygiene or better security hygiene. Yes, is good, but mostly when it comes to these types of attacks, the weakest link are always your employees and your staff, right? So training them, uh, conducting a robust and effective security awareness training is always the best place to start, right? So you might not have, or your company might not necessarily have the resources to put in place the best MFA and everything. Even if you do, and you don't train your staff, they are going to be opening the front door of your network to the attackers, even though you have the most sophisticated type of software and systems in your infrastructure, right? So, but you can do more with awareness training, even if you've invested less in terms of the technology side when it comes to protection, right? So, but most companies, they sometimes overlook and take that for granted, and they focus on purchasing state-of-the-art technology to help protect the environment. But it's like having the best door, to protect your house, your apartment, and your son or your daughter or your significant other just didn't lock the door or just left it, open because they thought the door would lock by itself or something, right? And the attacker just came through. They didn't even try to break the door. They just opened it and it opened, right? So all the money that you invested in that door and the locks that came with it really went to waste, right? So, but if your children, your spouse, members of your family are well trained on how this door works, and if you leave it this way, attackers will be able to easily come in. They are more aware of it, so they make sure it is shut, and they don't leave anything to chance, right? So you can also type in the chat, let us know where you're joining us from, and we are going to give you some shout outs as we wrap up for tonight. So before we jump into our topic, now we've partnered with Climb, and Climb is one of the financing agencies out there. So if you're trying to look into any of our courses and you're looking for a way to finance it, Climb is the new kid on the block when it comes to financing. So they'll be able to help you out on that side. Right. So, and we'll go through quickly our catalog of courses that we offer. And AI governance, right? I was speaking to some security professionals today, and on their job, everybody is telling me, hey, AI, everything in our meetings, all they are talking about is AI, right? So now, if you're a security professional, it behooves you to look into AI governance, how you'll be able to function and help protect your company when it comes to the risks involved with using AI, the governance of AI that you're going to be using in your organization, and then also the compliance. There are, so many compliance obligations or compliance frameworks that are coming up in the AI space. So how do you really manage AI within your organization? That is what this program will help you do, right? Our AI governance specialist will take you from zero in the AI space all the way up to 100 being where you'll be like a fully prepared AI governance specialist ready to work in the AI security space. So AI governance security space. And last week's cyber chat, we realized that statistically, about 12% of all cybersecurity jobs now are listing AI, skills in AI, risks, governance, and compliance as some of the key skills they are looking for in security professionals. So in the next 2 years, thereabout, cybersecurity roles are going to be, tagged with AI governance. So you have to look out and, stay ahead of the curve. Now for cloud security, our cloud security program, very robust, very fun. Cloud to be able to function effectively now as a security professional, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you need to make sure you are building your knowledge base and practicing in the cloud, right? Knowing how to secure the cloud because most organizations are moving into the cloud. Most of them are in the cloud now. So for you to be a well-vested security professional is only prudent for you to be well-vested in how you are going to manage things in the cloud. So join our cloud uh, specialist program, and you are going to be able to secure everything and anything in AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, right? Those are the three main cloud service providers out there. And this course is vendor neutral. So we take you through all these three providers, right? And then also once you're done, you can sit for any cloud security certification, and you should be good, right? All right. So with that being said, now let's go into the more fun ones. If you are starting off in the cybersecurity space, like the discussion we are going to have tonight, is geared towards more the cybersecurity entry-level course, right? If you have zero experience, zero IT background, it doesn't matter. Jump into this entry-level course, and it's going to build you up in terms of knowledge, build you up in terms of skills, and you'll be ready for the cybersecurity job market, right? And then also for folks already in the security space, if you're looking to polish up on your skills and also, define a niche within the cybersecurity space for yourself, then look into our payment security compliance program. This program will make you a PCI DSS expert by all accounts, right? And then lastly, for folks who are looking to, gain the real world hands-on experience, if you've done some training elsewhere, some GRC training, but deep down in your heart, you don't have what it takes. Even if you are given a job today without an interview, you'll be scratching your head. You wouldn't know what to do. And you are going to become what I call the working heart attack, because on the job, you think somebody is about to get you the whole time. So you're on the edge of your seat. If you don't want that and you want to work in peace, have the peace of mind to be able to work and contribute meaningfully to your organization, then whatever you've done, this is what you need to be able to bridge the gap between knowledge and skill, right? So this program takes you through 10 major security projects where you're going to work on different projects like conducting an audit, risk assessment, third-party risk assessment, and you are doing this in real time, right? So you get to actually see how this is done, and you get to practice and do it as well, right? So if you are looking to bridge the gap between knowledge and skill, we encourage you to look into our GRC internship and workshop. The new cohort is going to start in July, so be on the lookout for the date. It's July, tentatively. The last Saturday of July is when this is going to start, but that is still tentative, right? All right. So our WhatsApp group link will be posted, and then YouTube channel. We are transmitting live on YouTube, so we encourage you to subscribe, and any cyber chats that you've missed, you can get it on YouTube. So now let's get into tonight's topic. So for tonight, switching careers from whatever background into cybersecurity. Is it possible? Is it doable? Right. I'm going to leave it open the floor to everybody on here. If you've done it, you can raise your virtual hand and let us know, hey, I've done it. Before we start this conversation, maybe you probably it's not even possible, or this is just a bunch of BS that we are going to be discussing. So no, I've not had a chance to go through the list of folks who joined, and I think we are a little bit short on our threshold tonight, but so we don't have. I'm not sure if you have like a lot of the Eretmis members on here, but if you've done the switch, you can raise your virtual hand and maybe let us know and give us some little insights before we start our discussion. So everybody here will know, okay, it is possible. Anybody? Now let me look through the list. Maybe I can, fish some people out.
Do you mean are those already working?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then also those who've gone through the training on the job doing interviews, you can also speak to what you are interviewing for and the training you had, how it is helping you on the interviews, right? But we will start with those who are currently working. I will fish out some folks here. I think I saw Bobby. Yes. So Bobby, and then who else? Oh, okay. I've seen Sheila on here. Still looking. George, yes, I've seen George Hour. Looking. Okay, going through the list, still seeing a couple. So, I mean, if you want to raise your virtual hand and let people know, hey, I switched from this background into cybersecurity. I'm currently working in this role, right? And then maybe as we are moving along, you can give some tips and tricks. Let me look at the next page.
Yeah, Doctor, I can go first.
Yes, go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, so I think I've already shared my journey with everyone here on this platform. But for those who don't know, I was in the medical field in the military. I didn't have any prior background in IT or cybersecurity. It was just zero. Everything I was doing in the military was in the medical field. So yeah, I mean, and at the moment I'm ISSO for one of the biggest DoD contractors. So I would say it's possible, it's doable. It is all about the effort that you put into the training, and you should know why you want to, make that move. All right. So yeah, that's what I can say for now.
Okay. And I think I found, oh, Leonard is also on here. So I'm trying to pick on some of our own family members on here. So if you want to also give a little insight into, where you started from and what you're doing, you can also go ahead. Oh, is Sheila able to speak? Sheila is hiding, but I'm going to throw Sheila in there. And Sheila or George, if you're able to speak.
Dr. Edu. Hello.
Hello, Sheila.
Hi. Yeah,
So is it possible?
sure. Sure, it's always possible. I'm here. Yes, guys, this is very, very doable. There's so many of us that have gone through Dr. Edu's gracious hands. And believe me, you will not go wrong if you dedicate yourself to do this. Take it serious. One thing that he always says that, how much do you want this? If you really want this and you put the effort in, you're going to make it. I was in the health. I did my first in health administration, and then I switched here. And then he advised. So now I'm working in the cybersecurity space. And then I'm also working on my master's, which I'm almost done in cybersecurity because I wanted to get my foot in there. But basically, this is the right place for you. We have all been all over the place, learning different things in terms of cybersecurity. There's a lot of people that are always tricking people, lying that they have the knowledge, but they are selling air, as you have heard from here, that you won't get what you're getting here anywhere else. Even in school, I've taken the program in school, and I see everything that I was learning, even in my master's, I could see that is everything that Dr. Du has already taught us. So it was just a formality, I call it, just want to have that degree, and that's it. It wasn't like anything. But anyway, long story short, this is the right place to be. Take it serious, and this is going to change your life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? So it is possible. What we are going to discuss tonight is not, yeah. Sheila was in the health side, switched, and I think is gradually and also George and Bobby health. So it's looking like if you're in health, you can easily transition, right? So then the other folks are kind of screwed because everybody who said they switched is from the health. Go ahead, George. But that doesn't work that way. Anybody else from any background can switch. Just making it more fun for the health folks. George, kindly go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Edu. I want to say that the effort is worth it. Everybody can do it if you put your mind to it. Um, as you can hear in the background, I have a child with me. I mean, I'm remote, I'm able to do this. I couldn't imagine if I just had this baby and I'm working remote, able to take care of this child. So it's worth it. I can say if I hadn't done this, I don't know what I would have done. So everybody can do it if you put your mind to it. I mean, when they asked me how did I do into cybersecurity, I said, well, I was interested in IT, so Now I put my effort to it, the time and everything, and this is where I am. So everybody should do it. It's worth it. Thank you.
Right. So thank you, George. Anybody else before we jump into the discussion, or maybe Leonard and others will come in later on? Well, so we just started with this because just wanted to make a case and let you know that it is possible. And at least we know what we are talking about, right? Because if not for anything, all these folks, they went through Eretmis and they've done that. Like they've been able to achieve switching into the cybersecurity space. So to switch into the cybersecurity space, now for everybody on here, if you are looking to switch into the cybersecurity space, kindly raise your virtual hand and let us know why, or why did you even think about cybersecurity? Maybe you just wanted to switch into IT. So why are you thinking about switching into cybersecurity? What are some of the reasons or motivations that is pushing you to switch into cybersecurity? Agbas, please go ahead.
I mean, can everybody hear me clearly, by the way?
Yes.
Great. I mean, this is a growing field, and as we all know, like during the pandemic, I think mostly 60% of people either want to switch careers, fields during that time, or they become entrepreneurs. And for me specifically, it's just, getting out of that. I'm a financial analyst by trade. That's my background. So getting out of going into the office is very redundant now. It's not needed as much. So that shift to maximize uh, my time and just being able to enjoy that remote lifestyle is something that appeases for me. And I've tried different boot camps. It's funny how I start from one boot camp and it kind of leads you to the next one. And you kind of know the right person to be it. And I feel like this is the right place for myself. So I'm just trying to soak up all the knowledge. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. So from what brother just said, convenience and also having more time, right, to be able to do what you're supposed to be doing and working from anywhere, from home, you can be on the road and still be able to get the work done, right? So, and also maybe to add to that, the money is good. You can ask Sheila and the rest, and you know already. So, Farouk, please go ahead. What is your motivation to switch into cybersecurity?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Edu. Yeah, like, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, like, my background is a marine mechanic. I work with Tidewater Marine International. I'm a seaman, and my position is mechanic in maritime environment. So I've been in this job for more than 8 years. When I was in Africa, I was in Ghana. I'm from Ghana originally, and you see, whenever I'm on duty, I'm just in the engine room, controlling computers, just monitoring what is going on in the engine room on overboard. So coming here due to the paperwork, these green card issues and all those, president of the work authorization agency. I found myself in different jobs. I went through all over. I work everywhere. Eventually, I was just trying to follow up my technical job that I was doing, but it wasn't working. I found myself in this affiliation market, affiliated marketing, and all those stuff like Shopify. I went to, Shopify courses and graduated. Started opening Amazon FBA, having my Amazon shop, starting selling Amazon products, but it didn't work. It will work for some time, but no. Eventually, you find yourself in a hard lock in the middle of the journey. So I keep on doing a research. It looks like I'm missing something. I don't know what exactly. So one day, I'm a an Uber driver. I added Uber. A side hustle. One time, I picked one of my one ride, and she was just asking me, "What are you doing in the building?" I said, "No, no." At the moment, I'm just I'm just a self-employed, doing driving Uber at the same time. I have my janitorial company besides this. So you find I space like cybersecurity or I'm like ITs, data analytics and all this stuff. I don't think I'm not well if I don't more. Are you in not in that environment? My friend is part of it, but she seems like her boyfriend's making a kind of good mind from it. So she can advise me that I'm, if I think I'm I'm clever enough or I'm mature enough with my learning, I can try and see it. But Dr. Eddie, like how this is, we just make like just a short conversation because I pick her from one side to another, just like a elevator pitch. That's it. So after I closed my duty, I was like, no, okay, this is what this girl advised this girl. Let me just go through. That was where I went to YouTube doing research on cybersecurity and data analysis. Two of them, which position do I need to, involve myself? So I end up picking cybersecurity. So no, I follow up a lot of, I follow up the Google cybersecurity, the 11 hours, call. It looks like, yeah, this can help because the way the teachings go, it's just like how I was in my offshore services. I'm always in the deep sea. I'm not gonna go to the intro. I can handle this. This I've already done it before. That was that was that that's where I end up in the cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. Courses and boot camps. As of today, but last month through my research was where I found your videos and I said, no, okay. Right now, just going to your 3 or 4 videos. I was left behind. In fact, I wasted a lot of time by going through other, other side hustles and this. This is the rare, profession that I have to end up with. So I'm in now. I hope, in fact, I'm gonna just, well, I'm coming to, join your internship. Definitely, I'll make it. That's how I made it. And I started joining your bootcamp. So if you've been, this is where I started, and this is where I came from, and how I was able to join your different bootcamp. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Farouk. So Farouk was coming in a little bit broken here and there, but I think point right. So now let's move into the switch. Why cybersecurity? I think we have at least 2 people speak to why cybersecurity, and there are some in the chat. Flexibility, high demand. Yes, all that is good. Last week we were looking at the new gap when it comes to cybersecurity job openings in the United States, right? We discussed that last week, and the numbers were around 100 and it was 514 thereabout, right? We are going to look at it briefly today, but 514 on-field cybersecurity jobs, right, in the United States. So there is a demand for it, and then we also saw the trend, right? The demand over the years, and then also the supply over the years is been steadily increasing in terms of the supply, but the demand is getting bigger and bigger, right? If you think cybersecurity is like one of those IT spaces where eventually it's going to get saturated and choked, then right, there is no growth. I beg to differ, right? And anybody who tells you that one, they are not working in the cybersecurity space, or even if they have a very limited scope on what is going on in the cybersecurity space, right? Because if you really know the cybersecurity space inside out, there is no limit to the growth and there's no limit to the number of things you can do, right? So, and we will discuss some of these as we move along. So why cybersecurity? In cybersecurity, for me personally, one of the main things that really makes me want to do cybersecurity is you are doing something with a purpose. Yes, you're getting paid, you are doing all these things for your company, blah, blah, blah. maybe sometimes your main focus will be on the money, but really what you are doing, you are really saving lives. You are saving lives literally, right? But you might not know, right? The little things that you are doing, the little compliance, the risk assessments you are doing, the policies you are making, eventually you are helping to save lives. Because why? And we can deduce this or break it down in so many ways. Companies are in the business of making money by selling different products, services. So in the security space, let's make an example. If you work for a hospital and the hospital gets breached and all the computer systems in the hospital or the hospital network is compromised, attackers have hijacked the hospital's network, how can they be able to do surgery? How would they be able to, people on dialysis, people on kids in incubators? Everything is just going to shut off, right? And attackers, they do that. Hackers they'll be able to hack into your network and encrypt everything, hit you with a ransomware. If you don't pay, we don't release. Sometimes even if you pay, they don't release. So if you think you work in this hospital and you are helping to keep their network safe, their environment safe, are you not saving lives? You are saving lives because if their network gets breached, the doctors are there, but they will really be ineffective. How can you go to doctors? How are they going to assess patients' information? How are they going to do anything without being able to hop onto the network for the organization, right? So we can look at it from even for retail shops and right. If folks selling food where we do our groceries, if all grocery shops get breached and they are not able to supply anything or put things on the shelves for us to buy, and that goes on for a month, how is that going to look, right? So if you look at the bigger picture, what we are doing something really of ultimate importance, right? So let's not lose sight of that. It's not just, cybersecurity field is booming, so let me go get some of that money, right? Yes, the money you get paid because of what you are doing, because it is very important. That is why you get paid more, and that is also can be attributed to the low supply of cybersecurity professionals, and the demand is also getting bigger and bigger, right? Now, aside we protecting networks and other stuff like that, there are also some compliance obligations, right? Just like how on the financial side, these companies, they have to go through like SOX and other compliance for us to see that they are doing everything right financially. So when they say they are financially healthy, people should buy their stocks. It is not BS. They are not just taking your money and running away with it. Based on things that have happened in the past. Now there are stringent regulations or frameworks that these companies will have to stay in compliance with. Same applies to the cybersecurity side. So there are compliance obligations, HIPAA, PCI, ISO 27701, and the list goes on. Right. So in the security space, like I said, there is so much that you can do, and we are going to be discussing that as we move along. So that is why there is a lot of openings for everybody, and for whatever your background is, there's something for you in security. Like I always say, whatever your background is, there's something for you in security. Now, I know we are starting, but before we jump in, also one thing that I want everybody to understand and get is you are doing a career switch, right? There is no shortcut to anything. The shortest way to do anything is the longest way. So maybe if you are not aware, the shortest way to do anything is the longest way, right? So because people will reach out and be like, yeah, what is the shortest way to, get a job within 2 months and start working? It's like if I asked you, what is the shortest way to have a baby, right? Your wife is pregnant, but you want her to be pregnant for only 2 months and give a baby in the next. Everything takes time. Same thing here. I mean, that is like natural phenomenon. You have to follow through, even if maybe there's an issue or problem, maybe 7 months, 6 months, they can take the baby out and I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't know about that side. But if you take a baby out 3 months, you wouldn't have a baby, right? So same thing here. You have to stay with the process. Don't be in a hurry to, there's somebody can give you a job today, and you should be, you should know that in the 2-3 months you're going to get fired if you don't know what you're doing, right? So don't be in a hurry to take a shortcut. And there are a lot of people doing that. Some people are even having other people write certification exams for them. And I don't know what those people are smoking, because it's like me saying somebody should go write the pilot exams for me and get a license as a pilot. Give it to me for me to go get a job at Delta. What am I going to do at Delta? Clean the plane or be like, I don't know what I'm going to do there, because I'm not going to commit suicide by trying to fly that plane. Even though I have this, like the license, I'm not even going to try. Right. So if you take your time, you learn and learn well, the knowledge and the skill, your opportunity is going to come. That I can promise you. And for everybody on here, Bobby, Sheila, and for the rest who are going to speak, your opportunity is going to come. Right. An example, we had one student. It took him almost a year to get a job. And for him, it was a mixture of him dealing with family issues, his wife and kids. This one will be sick with some kind of, illness that you have to take time off work and deal with it. But let's say nothing like that happened and it took him 1 year to get a job, right? He eventually got a job. But somebody else who gave up, after 3 months of people, 2 interviews and them saying no, gave up. 1 year is going to come regardless. What are you going to have and what are you going to show for it? Now, this same person that it took him 1 year, about a year to get a job, I think a little bit over a year. Now, recently in the past 1 month, he's had 3 job offers, right? He has one that he signed a contract already, so he's going to have 2. He just did an interview for another one that I'm very positive they're going to add that to him also as well. So you see what I mean? Your time is going to come. You just be patient and learn whilst you're waiting for your time, right? Don't be in a hurry. Hey, what is the shortest way? Can I get in there? And the shortest way in is the shortest way out. That I can tell you for a fact, right? I've seen a lot of people who get jobs and get fired in the next 2-3 months, and you are too smart to go anywhere and disgrace yourself in that way, right? So, reason why cybersecurity, there is a huge market for it, because attackers, they are not going anywhere. So cyber criminals, they are not retiring anytime soon, and they are getting more smarter and smarter, and there are more cyber criminals now than there were yesterday, right? So it means the defenders, we also need more defenders to be able to defend us in the cyberspace, right? So we have over 514,000 on-field cybersecurity jobs in the US alone. Around the world, there's projected to be 4.4 million cybersecurity jobs. I think way up to 2030, right? So, and also jumping into some of the key pointers that we are going to be looking at, you don't need an IT degree. I don't think Sheila had an IT degree when she started. Bobby had an IT degree when she started. George was a registered nurse, a traveling nurse, to be specific. I don't think you need an IT degree to be a nurse. And George switched from nursing into cybersecurity. I don't think he still has, up to this date, for working for all these times, he doesn't have an IT degree. So if anybody is telling you otherwise, then this is the truth, right? They don't know what you're talking about. There is nowhere, and there's nobody who's been to an interview that they've been told, yeah, we think you can really do this job, but unfortunately, because you don't have an IT degree, we can't pick you. It is not true. It doesn't work like that, right? And what you already know would be your superpower. And I'm repeating this: what you already know, what you are currently doing in your job, the skills you have already, that can be what is going to even propel you higher into the cybersecurity space, right? And in the cybersecurity space also, you get paid to learn and to grow, right? So nobody in the cybersecurity space, they employ you based on your potential, and it's not your potential in a vacuum. It has to be in contest, right? You have to show something. Okay, I can do ABC, and then based on that, they know, okay, you have the potential. We can, because you're starting off with this background, we can train you and push you into other areas. So everybody from George, Bobby, Sheila, when they started their job up to this point, they've learned a lot. They've grown, right? There are a lot of things that you are going to learn on the job. So now they are paying you to learn. They are paying you to grow, right? And entry salaries from anywhere 100K and up. Everybody on here, regardless if you are starting, you have no IT background, cyber. When you get the opportunity, you go to interviews. Don't ask for anything less than 100K. But if you don't like money, just say Dr. Edu says I should just take 100K and up. So do that for Dr. Edu, not for yourself, right? And you can take whatever else that makes it up to 100K that you don't like. You can bring it to me, I'll take it, right? But don't take anything below 100K. Now, cybersecurity pays, like I said, pays for potential, not just for your experience, right? So your potential during interviews, what you are demonstrating, and what they are picking from what you can do is what is really going to propel you into that role. And one of the very important things that most people don't know is that, and I can tell you this because I've mentored hundreds and thousands of security professionals. We've trained thousands of security professionals. We've spoken to, I can't count how many. Now, during job placement sessions, people who are not, and I'm speaking about cyber Eretmis students, right? Folks who are not able to land their cyber, like during interviews, they go all the way to the final stage and they don't get a job. Mostly, they don't get a job not because they don't have the technical cybersecurity knowledge and skill, but it's mostly because of soft skills. And soft skills is what you are bringing to the table, right? You should have that already coming in into the cybersecurity space, because we cannot teach you. Yes, in Eretmis, we try. During the internship, you are working with different people, you have different tasks, you are being pushed, you have limited time, we are stressing you out a little bit, right? All that is helping build your soft skills, right? How to deal with people, how to manage, how to lead, how to influence people, communicate well, right? Get a job done. We try, but that is only for like 3 months. So, and during interviews for soft skills, we can prep you for what is going to come your way. But mostly what I'm telling you is, so this is to buttress the point that it's not your IT degree that is going to get you the job, or the number of years you've been in IT that is going to get you the job. Mostly when it comes down to not your technical, just your technical skills and knowledge, your soft skills, right? So how you relate to people, how you answer these questions is what is going to make or break you, right? And I'll give you some examples of that as we move along. So, and most cybersecurity jobs now, they are remote. So remote friendly and recession proof. Most cybersecurity jobs, they are kind of shielded from most of the layoffs that are coming up, right? There was, we have one of our students that I was talking to, there were some layoffs in their company. And mostly for his company, the layoffs they do is like an annual ritual, right? They do that. And mostly when they do that, they really target the top folks who are getting like 500K, 700K. They cut those people off and they kind of replace them, create new roles for them to save money, right? So his GRC lead got hit, but I mean, those are people in, like, you are the GRC, almost like the GRC CISO for the company, if there is a role like that, right? But really, when it comes to your security, everybody else viewer. And most people's on the DevOps side, and most of those people were cut, but almost everybody's cybersecurity side stayed, right? Except the top folks, who are not the ones who are getting paid more. They can get rid of those and replace them with somebody, maybe merge 2 or 3 roles into one, because it's more of a leadership managerial role, right? So recession proof, remote friendly. Most folks are working remotely, and you're also protecting people, not just systems. So, like I said, you are saving lives. Faster growth, clear career path, and there are no dead ends in cybersecurity. And that is what I was talking about. There are no dead ends. For that, I can stress on that enough. There are no dead ends because there is so many options and paths in the cybersecurity space, right? There are no dead ends. It's not like some other IT careers that once you get to that level, you become like, for example, senior network engineer. What is above that? Maybe senior network engineer. Like that is it. You're not going, there's nothing else above that, right? But in the security space, you can go all the way up to CISO. And there are so many channels and different paths that can lead you up to CISO, right? So the jobs, we've discussed that already, entry-level salaries, we've looked at that. You can work from anywhere, remote opportunities. And also, cybersecurity is needed in every industry. So whether in finance, health, education, government, tech, retail, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs cybersecurity because everybody is working in the cyberspace. So if you're working in cyberspace, then you need cybersecurity, right? So that makes it, it is not limited to just one industry. All industries need cybersecurity. So that is obviously also going to increase the number of cybersecurity professionals needed, right? And it is mission driven. There is no boring day in the cybersecurity space. Well, depending on the role that you are working on, but there's always going to be something new, right? There's always going to be something new for you to learn, something new for you to do. So it never gets boring. Some days you're going to have too much to do, some days less to do. So you have to balance it out, right? So with that, and then also there is low unemployment, high job security, and endless learning opportunities in the cybersecurity space. So whom is this for? Cybersecurity is for everybody, right? Whatever your background is, there is something in cybersecurity for you. You just have to know how to be able to outline what you are doing now and map it to what we do in the cybersecurity space. And we are going to do examples of that as we move along, right? So if you are in the healthcare, you are, a teacher, you are customer service, admin, compliance officer, a legal assistant, engineer, retail manager, name it, whatever your role is, there's something here for you, right? You're a stay-at-home parent, recent graduate, you're transitioning from the military, there's something for everybody, right? So what you don't need is a computer science degree or IT degree, coding skills, years of experience. You don't necessarily need that to get into the cybersecurity space. Now, there are some parts of the cybersecurity space that you might need an extensive IT background or cybersecurity background. You might need to know coding. You might to be able to, start a career in that side. But like I said, there are so many other areas that you don't need all this. So why should this be something that is going to block you from getting into the security space, right? So, and let me elaborate a little bit more on this. If you want to go into the red side or the red team offensive side of cybersecurity, that is where we do ethical hacking, pen testing, forensics, and others. If you want to go into that side, you will need an extensive IT background. You need to know coding. So if anybody is trying to sell you on a course for you to become a pen tester with no IT background, cybersecurity background, run. You can do that, yes, but it's going to take you like 5 years. So if you have 5 years to spare, right? And it's not like when you become a pen tester or ethical hacker, you're going to get paid more than somebody who is a GRC specialist or GRC analyst. Sometimes a GRC analyst is even going to get paid more than an ethical hacker. And if you're like, yeah, I just want to do the technical stuff and do programming and Well, majority of your job as a pen tester, 80% to 90% of the time, you'll be writing reports, not doing hacking stuff. The hacking is like 10% of it. The report is like 90%. So you have to get well educated on this before you get disappointed. Pursuing that side that took you years, and then you are not getting any paid any more than somebody else who took the other side, right? Went through and is doing something relatable to what he or she was doing previously in another, field. So the choice is yours. So if somebody is trying to, you cannot go take any course as somebody with no extensive IT background and no coding skills. Go take a 3 months ethical hacking course and become an ethical hacker. I don't know what you are smoking, but you are not going to be able to hack into anybody's anything. Nobody's going to even allow you to do that, right? Because you wouldn't even be able to do that yourself. If you go to an interview and they give you, okay, these are the IP addresses, we want you to hack into these systems, just do capture the flag exercises, even that, you are going to be struggling because you need to know coding, you need an extensive IT background, right? So this is to educate everybody on here. It's not like it is not a doable path, but I'll get into cybersecurity first and do this as a hobby on the side, get better at it, get an extensive IT background as you are in cybersecurity, learn coding on the side as a hobby, and eventually you'll be able to, branch off and maybe do some stuff in that space, right? So I think that clears it. Now for everything on the blue side, on the defensive side of security, you don't necessarily need to know coding or have an extensive IT background, right? So what you need to bring to the table is curiosity, willingness to learn. You have to be ready to learn. You have to be trainable, right? And have a clear roadmap. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Mostly, I think what most people lack when they are starting off is an understanding of what the industry is about and all the moving pieces that we have in the security space, right? And if you don't get the right guidance, then you are going to run into all sort of different training and different marketing stuff that people are throwing at you. And some of it sounds good, very convincing, right? But will it really get you where you want to go, right? So now let's look at some myth and some realities. So I think we did 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we looked at some of the cybersecurity myths and realities. So you need to know how to code. I think we just spoke about that. You don't. Now, some of the skills that you should look out for in place of coding is skills in documentation, communication skills, analyzing stuff, critical thinking, right? And those are what you need mostly for the blue side. You must have a computer science background. We've also discussed that is not true. And before we started, Sheila and everybody else who spoke, they are working in cybersecurity now. They don't have a computer science background or IT background for that matter, right? So you can be a nurse, you can be from any field and still be able to jump in. So cybersecurity is only for young, tech-savvy people. It is not true. We have, so true example, I think we had a student, Don. Don had been in IT for a while, but he stopped and put it off. Came back after, I think, 10 years or 15 years. At that point, I'm not really sure of Don's age, but he was above 60, right? Don went through our PCI course, PCI DSS course, got himself recertified on some of the certifications that he had already. Don is working now, I think, as a security senior lead or an auditor in one of the roles, I think, / PCI. So that is an example. When we have a lot of students like that, I'll say age will work well or will work for you here than against you. The more you age, the more mature, the more patience you have, right? And the more experience you have in life in general, the more experience you have dealing with people. So soft skills, you are a master of soft skills at that point. So that is going to work for you than most of the young folks. So whether you are young or old, it doesn't matter. Nobody has gone to an interview and they're like, yeah, we think you will be a good fit for this role, but your age, sorry, we think you're too old. It doesn't work. It is not, you're not going to see that or find that anywhere. No company. do you really like? Do you think they really care about your age? They care whether you can do the job or not your age. So age doesn't really matter, and they wouldn't even find out about your age until they give you an offer, and you have to bring your documentation for them to. But who really cares? At that point, it's HR that is processing your stuff. HR don't care. HR was giving the instructions, say this person has been given the role, process the person, onboard them, and that's it. Will HR go back to the folks who were hired you or your CISO and say, yeah, I think the age is a little bit, there is no age limit in cybersecurity, right? The older you are, the better. So if you are young, it's good. If you are old, it's good, right? So there is no age discrimination or age wouldn't disqualify you or qualify you. What you know is what is going to qualify or disqualify you. What you know and what you don't know, right? So some folks also think you need some certifications to begin. You don't. You can start off with no certification. You can start off with the certification. It doesn't matter whether you have a certification or not. They're still going to bring you in for an interview if your resume has enough keywords on the job description that you are applying to, right? So if they shortlist you, they're still going to bring you in for an interview. If somebody comes up with 4 certifications and they can't defend any of that, they've not done anything, you are going to get a job and they won't get a job, right? So only hackers and pen testers make good money. Not true, right? Folks on the GRC side, on the blue side, defensive side, they even make more money than folks on the pen testing side. And I can tell you that for a fact, right? So, and if maybe you be doubting, Dr. Edu, how is that possible? I mean, pen testing is where is that? Okay, so how much do you think is going to cost? Let's say I'm a pen tester, and I'm able to speak to this, right? Because Eretmis, we do compliance audits, and we also have folks that we work. So during the compliance audit, the companies will have to undergo pen testing, right? And I know the cost for pen testing when we have people do pen testing for us, and then we do the audit. I know how much it costs for the companies whom we are doing the audit for. So comparing the two, audit pen testing don't even come close, right? Whatever we are charging, if they have to do pen testing for these companies, the pen testing cost sometimes is like ×5 or ×7 what we are charging for the compliance audit, right? So if let's say pen testing will cost 10,000, the compliance audit will probably cost minimum maybe 40 or 50, right? So if I'm working on the compliance side and you're working on the pen testing side, who do you think will be making more money, right? Your guess is as good as mine. So it is not true. Now, that doesn't mean pen testers don't make good money. They do make good money, right? But if anybody tells you pen testers and hackers are the ones who make, maybe they are just trying to sell you something. But the truth is, it is not true. Sometimes they go head to head, but mostly if on the blue side, you have chances of making even more. So where do you start this journey, right? Now, like I said, the shortest way in is the shortest way out. So if you want to make this a career, don't try to find the shortest way in, right? Try to go the long way. And the long way will be the shortest way if you pay attention and you do your due diligence and you stay with it. Because once you get there by the long way, that is it. There is no coming back. And you can stay there as long as you want, right? So if you are feeling overwhelmed, where do I start, right? Like what Farouk was saying, if you don't really get the right guidance, you'll be going around in circles. Different people are telling you different things and selling you different things, right? But here at Eretmis, we are straight shooters. We are not really a fan of fluffy stuff and just going around in circles. Just we tell you as it is. If you don't like it that way, then you can go elsewhere for some fluffy stuff and people will give you, the runaround. But like we've discussed up to this point, you don't need any, extensive IT background. That is not a problem. Where to start is what we are going to go through exactly step by step what you're supposed to do. So we have labeled this 1, 2, I think we have up to 5. Follow this exactly And if you go through the entry level course, we follow this path, right? And this is the long way in that will let you stay. So this long way in is the short way, in. The short way in is the long way in. Hopefully that makes sense. If you're trying to take a shortcut, you're eventually going to come back and you have to start from zero. And that time, you would have wasted all that time trying to take the shortcut together with the time you have to come back and rebuild, right? So it's like if you were building a skyscraper and you're asking, what is the fastest we can build a foundation for the 30-story skyscraper we're about to build? If I was building for you and you had me ask somebody that question, you're probably going to come back for your money and take your contract away from me. Right. The shortest way to build the foundation for a 20-story. What is he talking about? No, he's not going to be building this one for me. I'm taking it to somewhere else because you want them to take the maximum time possible to build the foundation for your skyscraper because you want your skyscraper to stay in the air, not to fall on the ground and kill people in that process and get you in a whole bunch of trouble because somebody was trying to take a shortcut and complete within the shortest possible time. So there is no shortcuts here. And not taking the shortcuts and doing your due diligence and doing the right thing is not also going to take you years. It is really not, right? Ask Sheila, ask Bobby, ask George, and all the others who are on here, how long it took them to really be job ready. It's not going to take you years, frankly, right? Maybe some of them, when they finish, they might put it off, applying for the jobs and stuff. They might be, giving themselves excuses. But whenever they get serious and they start applying, they get their jobs in the shortest possible time, right? Depending on how much effort you put in. So the first thing and where to begin to do this career switch is you have to learn the fundamentals. It's like me saying, I want to learn French, but screw the French alphabets. I don't need them. I can just start learning phrases in French. Okay. How well do you think I'm going to do? Not so well, right? If I want to learn French and learn it well and not learn broken French, because a lot of people are working with broken cybersecurity, right? In Africa, we have broken English, right? In Sierra Leone, it's called Creole, right? In Ghana, they call it Pidgin. Broken English. So you hear them speak English, but it's like, why are they putting these words backwards and sideways? A lot of people are using broken cybersecurity language on the job. And that is what they use to get a job because maybe somebody was not looking or whoever was interviewing them or somebody just liked them and gave them the job. So there they are struggling, right? If they find themselves in a meeting with, some English majors in there speaking, they're kind of trying to strain their ears to be able to understand what is going on, right? And when they are asked questions, now they have to sit up and polish up their broken, but still your broken is going to show, right? So you don't want to go in there with broken cybersecurity language. So learn your fundamentals well, because this is a new language you are learning. Look at it as a language, not just something you want to just bulldoze your way through. So if this is a language that you are learning, you wouldn't let somebody go sit for a certification exam for you. Because if you have the certification exam, if you have Security Plus, CISSP, but you don't even know the basics of cybersecurity language, what are you doing? Those certifications, they are good for your living room and to show to your friends. That's about it. You're not going to get a job with that from any company, right? Even if they take you in because of your certification, they eventually have to let you go because you can't perform on the job, right? So don't skip the basics and the fundamentals. And what are the basics and fundamentals? So fundamental security concepts like your CIA triad and others, don't skip that. Now we go into some of the real fundamentals. So networking and everything that we are looking here, don't look at it as most people, when they say technical, they are referring to coding, and what we are talking about here has nothing to do with coding, right? So networking basics and fundamentals Now, some people will say, yeah, that is too technical. I just want to focus on GRC. Now, what is GRC doing? We are looking at governance, risks, and compliance. What are we governing? The network. What is the compliance about? That we are, staying in compliance with best security practices on our network. Risks, we are assessing risks of the network and other systems. I mean, not just the network, it goes beyond. But if you don't understand the basics of networking, how would you be able to do anything in security? Right. But some people will tell you otherwise. No, you don't need that. You just need to know GRC and paperwork. But for those people, I don't know if they know and they are just being dishonest just to sell you something, or they just don't know, right? And they are so ignorant about it to that point, right? So networking basics, identity and access management, risk management, cybersecurity architecture and design, cryptography, operations and incident response, vulnerability management, attack threats and vulnerabilities, governance, risks, and compliance. Now, if you are able to master these just on this screen, that will be a solid foundation for you in the security space. And I can assure you on this one, right? So whatever we are telling you is what you need, right? If anybody else is telling you anything about, if they are telling you everything here and adding more to it, yes, believe them, it's true. If they are telling you, you don't need none of these, you can still do it without run away from them, because you are going to end up hanging yourself that way, right? So now let's look at two. But we are looking at the step-by-step what you need to be able to switch, right? Now, number two, understand the cybersecurity landscape. So be a student of the cybersecurity space, especially a cybersecurity workforce. Know what is going on. So cybersecurity job, it's not just one job. It's a whole industry with so many roles, right? Now, this is by no means all of the list. So you have GRC roles, security analyst, information security specialist, and the list goes on, right? SOC analyst, identity and access management analyst, risks analyst, cybersecurity awareness trainer. The list goes on. Now, this comes with some of the focus areas, and then also whether what they mean by technical and non-technical is if it is going to be more involved with so technical here, we can look at it more from networking perspective. So if you have to do with more port protocols and stuff like that, right? But everything, for me, everything in security is technical, right? Even the basic theory and concepts, like the principle of least privilege, is a technical concept, right? So we cannot say that is not technical. It's technical because if you're not in the security space, you wouldn't know and understand it. Right? So these are some of the roles. This is just to encourage you to dig more and research more about cybersecurity roles, understand the landscape, what is going on. We have a lot of folks who will reach out and say, yeah, I've completed a bachelor's in cybersecurity and I'm looking for a job, a master's in cybersecurity, I'm looking for a job. Ask them just this one question. What role are you looking for? Well, security analyst. Somebody will even tell you business analyst, like business, yeah, or like data analyst. Is that even a cybersecurity role? And some will just pull a blank. Well, any role, ethical hacker or SOC analyst. And now my next question will be, do you know what a SOC analyst does? Well, they have no clue. And these people, they have a master's, they have a bachelor's, or they are they are, they have three certifications and they did this training and did that training, so they are ready for the job market and nothing else but ready to work. They don't even know the different roles in the security space. Like, seriously. So if you don't know the different roles in the security space, like, what are you going to do? And what can you even do? Right? You have to be a student of the industry. Learn what the roles are, there are so many roles. Yes, research, pick some of them, and your research can begin from here. Right? So that way, you don't look like a moron when you talk to Dr. Edu. Actually, so what role are you looking for? And tell me everything. No, you cannot do everything. What exactly are you looking? Then for those folks, you can easily tell they've not done their research, right? So after all the schooling they did, masters and bachelors, they are not going to teach you this in school anyways. So it's on you to do your own research. 3, choose the cybersecurity career path based on you. And this is very critical, based on you. What do we mean? Choose a cybersecurity career path based on you. Why based on you? Because you have some soft skills coming in, right? So it's always good if you are going into an area that is your comfort or area that you know already, right? So an example, if you are a hiring manager or a cybersecurity manager in a company, and I'm trying to get a role as a cybersecurity analyst, and your company, you are working in maybe you are a health facility, you are a hospital, right? I come in with George, and George used to be a nurse. He's working in cybersecurity now. I'm an IT career guy. My bachelor's is in computer science. I did my master's in cybersecurity. I've worked in finance a little bit. I work on a government contract, and I'm applying to this role with George. And we are going to look for a cybersecurity analyst role in a hospital. During the interview, George and myself, we equally have almost the same level of that. We come head to head when it comes to the technical skills and knowledge in what we can do. So we are both qualified for the role. Whom are you going to pick? Is it George, who used to be a nurse, or me, who is a career IT person? The answer is obvious. For a hospital, they'll pick the nurse. Why? Because the nurse is familiar with what they do in the hospital. The nurse knows the industry. The IT guy, it's going to take him a while to catch up on what they are doing, to be able to understand and appreciate what they are doing and tailor what he knows to what they are doing. That's the point I'm trying to make. So if you are choosing a career path, now you cannot choose a career path if you don't have a foundation. So don't let anybody sell you anything on, well, when you are starting off, just pick an area, SOC, or you want to do third-party risks analyst, or you cannot do none of that if you don't have a foundation. So that is why we have it in that order. Have the foundation, also understand the landscape, the different roles and what they do, and the focus areas. Now you can choose a path, right? So for our entry-level students who will go through the internship, in the internship, we put you in different seats. So we put you in different career paths. You're going to do an audit project, a third-party project, risk analyst project, and all that is to expose you to what is really happening on the job, right? What is on the ground. So once you finish, we encourage you to make at least 2 or 3 or 4 resumes targeting a different career path, right? So you can do a risk analyst resume targeting risk analyst roles. You can do a GRC specialist one targeting GRCs, right? So let's go through how you'll be able to also tailor this to you. So if you used to work in admin or HR, or you work in business, a GRC analyst risk compliance role will be ideal, because most of the things you are going to be doing here, they really easily mimic what you were doing previously. So the skills you have here all of it will transfer, right? So you are strong in documentation and process review. If you work in the healthcare side, data privacy, compliance, security awareness is your thing, because every nurse is a HIPAA compliance officer, right? So you have cybersecurity designation, or an additional cybersecurity role that you don't even know as a nurse, right? Now, customer service, retail, SOC analyst, IAM analyst, because fast thinking, good, you work good under pressure, teaching and training, security awareness trainer. This is something that you can target. So if we speak to folks who are in the education side already, mostly once you are done, you can be on the lookout for security awareness trainer roles, and you do perfect because you have the teaching skills already, right? Now, for vets, you can do literally almost everything here because of the different roles that you had in the military, right? So incident response, risk analyst, you can do that. Discipline, risk aware, security minded. And this is just to start off the conversation, right? So this is 3, the next one is 4, is not 3, right? So learn by doing. Now, when we started, we said get the foundation. Getting the foundation, we are talking more about the knowledge, right? So the knowledge, get the knowledge, make sure you have a solid knowledge in the security space. Now, after you've gained the knowledge, you have to do. because on the job you are going to do, you are not going to, recite definitions or write out definitions. There's not going to be multiple choice questions on the job for you to choose answers from. You're actually going to do, and you cannot do what you don't know. That is why we start you off by knowing. So, like in the entry level course, you start off the first 2 months going through the knowing piece, learning the basics, the fundamentals, getting your hands, dirty with some tools, and then we move you into the internship. So the internship is the doing. This is number 4, the doing part. So you are not just going to learn cybersecurity, but you have to do. Now, doing, example, joining our GRC internship and workshop, volunteering to other companies to work for free on different cybersecurity projects, practice using cybersecurity tools, right? And then shadowing folks who are already working in the cybersecurity space, right? So if you have a friend who is working take a day or 2 a week, go stay with them, see what they are doing if they work remotely, and try to do some of the projects for them. Have them give you projects, right, for you to do, right? So that is something that you can do. Or even they don't have to be your friends. You can pick from the Eretmis family. Reach out to Sheila. Reach out to, hey, if you have any projects from on your job, I can help you with it, right? And just take some things off Sheila's plate. Now Sheila is going to be Sheila will happily give you a lot of things to do for her, right? In that space, you are learning, right, by also helping people out, and that is how you are going to grow in the security space, right? So, number 5, align your resume and your LinkedIn to cybersecurity. Now, the issue of resume has come up a couple of times. You don't need a resume to get employed anywhere. Not a resume. You don't need LinkedIn. Point of correction. LinkedIn. You don't need LinkedIn. Resume, yes, you need it to submit for them to look at it to give you an interview. But LinkedIn, you can choose to have it or not to have it. Now, some folks will complain. Maybe my boss and everybody else on my job, they are my friends on LinkedIn. They can see my profile. So if I do a switch, they will see that I'm trying to do a career switch. I don't want them to see. You can deactivate your LinkedIn, or you can just leave it as that. And some people will even say they are creating it. There is no right or wrong answer for this, right? There is no right or wrong answer, but if it's going to be a problem for you, you can deactivate your LinkedIn, right? Just go with your resume, right? So you don't have to rewrite your life, but you have to reframe it, right? Now, everything on your resume is not your whole entire professional experience. Your whole entire professional experience is not going to fit on your resume. It's not even going to fit on a CV, right? So what you put on your resume is what is relevant to the job you're applying to. That is it. So you have to make sure you are tailoring your transferable skills and everything else relevant to the job onto your resume, right? So your transferable skills, you're highlighting that. You are showcasing your training projects that you've worked on, and then that is where you are starting your cybersecurity career switch story, right? Now, join a community like Eretmis community. We have a WhatsApp group, 2 WhatsApp groups, one for Cyber Chat and the general one. And this is a very good community for you to learn most of the things that you might not learn from anywhere in the cybersecurity space, right? So kindly give me a second. All right. So network with people. Now, when we are here, try to network with people. When we bring some people on to do interviews, get with them on LinkedIn, reach out to them, pick their brain on how they did their transition. And they're also going to encourage you and show you that it's possible for you to do this, right? Apply for roles before you are ready. So like our interns, when they graduate, we tell them there is no right time and you're not going to be 100% before you start applying. So stop giving yourself excuses. Apply anyways. What is the worst case scenario? We are moving on with somebody else. So don't give yourself excuses not to apply. Apply anyways. You are never going to be ready. So just go ahead and apply. Right? Now, for last thing that we look at is certifications, right? What are some of the best certifications to start off with? So CompTIA Security Plus and CC from Isaka, ISC Square, right? Eretmis is just our free course that we provide on here. It is not the traditional certification that you are going to get, right? So these two, they are a good place to start. Security Plus. Now, somebody was asking me, starting off, should I start with Security Plus or CISA? Start with Security Plus. Don't waste your time on CISA. And the reason being that Security Plus will help you to really gauge where you are in terms of your technical knowledge and skill in the security space. CISA is an advanced certification. Yes, you can write CISA, but really CISA is not where to start. So start with Security Plus and build your way up, right? So these are some of the certifications for you to pick from. Now we are going to look at your 90-day cybersecurity careers switch roadmap, right? And before we do, we are going to run through our courses real quick. So Climb is one of our latest financing partners. You can finance any of our courses through Climb. And AI governance, if you're in the security space. Now, for those who are starting off the security space, go with entry level first. AI governance is for folks who've gone through security training and they are looking to add on to what they have. Looking to add to their portfolio. They are the ones that we are encouraging to look into AI governance. Not like if you want to go directly straight into AI governance, not necessarily security, then you can do so, right? It comes with the training, it comes with internship as well. Our cloud security, same thing, is vendor neutral. So we touch on all the different cloud providers, Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, and you also do hands-on where you go through internship, work in these environments, help secure these environments as well. Pretty fun. So if you're in the security space already, this is the new additional knowledge and skill that you want to add to what you have already, right? And for folks starting from scratch, you've not gone through, even if you've gone through some security training, really, when you talk to us, you make an appointment and you talk to us, we will be able to determine whether that is enough for you to jump into the internship or you have to start from the entry level, right? Now, if you don't want to feel like you are leaving anything on the table and you don't want to feel like you have a gap in your knowledge base, then we encourage you to go with the entry level course, which comes with, is the first portion of the program. You're going to go through the knowledge piece, go through all the major areas, build that foundation that we talked about. And then the second portion is the internship where you actually get to work on projects as well, right? And then there's one-on-one mentorship from your mentor. And then also you are going to get one-on-one job placement assistant sessions as well. And then for folks who are already in the IT space or security space, you can also look into joining our PCI DSS program. That is our payment security program. This is arguably the most lucrative niche in the security space. And Eretmis, we are a PCI QSA company. So we know what we are talking about when we say this is arguably the most lucrative niche in the security space. Now, if you are looking to polish up or you are looking to get the real world skills and knowledge to be able to function in the security space, join our internship and workshop. If you've completed college, you are working on a degree in cybersecurity, master's in cybersecurity, or you've taken some boot camp, but you feel like you don't have what it takes to be able to work out there, this program will help you to do so, right? So your first working experience in cybersecurity starts here. We take you through different cybersecurity projects and you'll be well ready for the job market, right? And then our WhatsApp group, the link has been posted. YouTube channel link has been posted already. Everything that we are doing is being transmitted live on YouTube. We encourage you to join our YouTube channel and subscribe as well, and share it with your family members who will be interested in switching into the cybersecurity space. Now, we are looking at a 90-day cybersecurity career switch roadmap. Now, this is a framework for you to start off with, right? It might take you longer than 90 days, but this is just to show you a framework for you to adjust and use. So for your 90-day plan, this is supposed to be from 90 days from zero to a confident cybersecurity candidate. No IT, no tech background needed, no problem. Focus on what this is going to lay out, and you should be good. Now, like I said, this should take you a little bit more than 90 days. For our entry-level program is 4 months. So first 2 months training, second 2 months internship. Now internship can run a little bit longer than 2 months, but depending on the projects that we are working on. So your first month, lay the foundation, learn the language of cybersecurity, right? Like I said, this is a language that you are going to learn. If you look at it that way, you wouldn't take shortcuts and you wouldn't have any issues. It's a new language you are learning. The more fluent you are in this language, the more you'll be able to earn, right? So take your time and learn it well. Now, how are you going to learn this language? Building a strong foundation. So learn your fundamentals and your basics. The one that we were looking at, not just networking, but it goes beyond networking. We looked at the different areas in terms of building a foundation. So you can literally pick that and put it in here, right? And tools to help you do this. Sec Plus, so Security Plus, CompTIA Security Plus, the content of CompTIA Security Plus. I wouldn't even, before you even look at the content of Security Plus, go back to what we were looking at in terms of the foundation, building your foundation, all the areas that we listed. That is what you need, because that covers more than what is covered in Security Plus, right? You can get books like Get Certified, Get Ahead by Daryl Gibson. That focuses just on Security Plus, but the list that we gave is more extensive. It goes beyond that. Eretmis Cybersecurity entry-level course will help you to build that strong foundation as well. Now, certifications that you'll be able to sit for, once you are done with Eretmis Security, first portion of Eretmis Cybersecurity entry-level course, you'll be ready for CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA Security Analyst, and even be able to sit for the CC, the ISC Square CC, right? Certified in Cybersecurity. Now, deliverables for this one is, what have you learned about cybersecurity so far? So as you are going along, catalog what you are doing to be able to see where you are going with in terms of the foundation that you've built so far, right? Now, second month is for you to choose a career path. Now, you've seen that for every time before we talk about choosing a career path, the first thing is to build a foundation first, right? Now, people jump into the industry trying to choose a career path. What foundation do you have to choose a career path? Have a foundation first, because you wouldn't even understand what is going on in the different career paths that they have, right? So for the career path, getting some hands-on, working on different domains in the cybersecurity space, like what we do for the GRC internship, will help you we put you in different seats. So you do GRC analyst role, you are going to do security awareness role, incident response role, third-party risk analyst role. So all this will expose you to the different career path and the different niches for you to choose from, right? So do some hands-on projects, participate in some internship, work on some projects, and then also mini projects or internships and deliverables. You can also catalog this as well. Then, if you are a LinkedIn person and you are restructuring your LinkedIn to show what you are doing in the security space, you can put all these projects that you are working on in LinkedIn as well, right? Now, the third month, polish and so forth. After you've gone through training, you've built a foundation, you've chosen a path, you've worked on some projects, you are ready for the job market, right? So polish and position yourself as a job-ready candidate. And how you do that, you have to restructure your resume or rebuild your resume, your presence and your confidence. You are ready for the job market. So reframe your past experience with security relevance, and list certifications that you have or hands-on projects that you've worked on and soft skills that you are bringing to the table. Use headlines like, so not necessarily aspiring GRC analyst, because at that point you are a GRC analyst waiting to get paid for being a GRC analyst, because mostly if you go with cybersecurity enthusiast, aspiring GRC analyst, yes, in some instances it will work. In other instances, it looks like you are doing this as a hobby, right? So either or, you are not wrong if you put aspiring GRC analyst. So mostly I'll put aspiring GRC analyst or cybersecurity enthusiast when I'm in the process of, getting ready. But when you are ready, you're a cybersecurity professional, right? You don't have to get the job before you're a cybersecurity professional, because you can do the job. So if you are trying to get a job, but you are posing as a novice, then who is going to give the novice the job, right? So if you are job ready, then you are a full-blown security professional. If you are in the process, so let's say you are in college studying cybersecurity, you're an aspiring cybersecurity professional. Once you've completed college and you think you have what it takes to do the job, you're a cybersecurity professional. So hopefully that is clear, right? And staying connected with other professionals and recruiters and also your Eretmis mentors, right? Now, apply for entry-level roles depending on your skill. Mostly for our interns, once they finish they are above entry-level roles, they can hold intermediate level roles or middle level roles. So some will finish and directly go into managerial roles like cybersecurity managers, GRC managers, and other roles like that, right? So, but if you are coming from another training and you think what you have is up to entry level, then you apply for entry level roles. So there are different roles in the security space. Now, most of these roles is the same role that will be for like a mid-level or intermediate level, right? So we have SOC analyst 1, we have SOC analyst 2 and 3, and moving up the ladder, risk analyst, lead, and others for senior roles, GRC intern, and other roles like that. Now, for interviews, also prepare yourself for interviews. During interviews, answer your questions using the STAR method. So, situation, task, action, results. Practice answering your questions, and also why you want to be in cybersecurity. Tell me about yourself. Tell me how you solve problems. So soft skills questions. Those are what will get you during interviews, right? Now, deliverables, work on your resume, make sure it is good. Now, once you're applying, also tailor your resumes to the job roles. If you don't tailor your resumes, you have what it takes to do the job, but you wouldn't get the interviews and you wouldn't know why, because you're not tailoring your resume. So at the end of the 90 days, solid cybersecurity foundation, at least one beginner certification, Security Plus or CC, some projects you've worked on, resume and LinkedIn aligns with everything cybersecurity, ready to apply, and you are landing your interviews, right? And your background, a very key area that we are going to look at to wrap up, how to leverage your background in cybersecurity, right? So what everybody should pay attention to here, very important, you are not starting from zero. Anybody trying to switch from cybersecurity is not starting from zero. Contrary to what other people think and what they will tell you, nobody is starting from zero. You are starting from the experience you have now. Because the experience you have now has a place in cybersecurity, it is needed in cybersecurity. If anybody tells you otherwise, I don't know what they are smoking, right? But for the path, for the discussion tonight, and what we are discussing it is in context. We are looking at you switching into cybersecurity on the blue side of cybersecurity. You are not going to do ethical hacking on pen testing on the red side or offensive side of cybersecurity. On the blue side of cybersecurity, you are not starting from zero. You are starting with the experience you have now, right? So no matter what your past profession is or has been, you have some skills that you are bringing to the table that is critical to the cybersecurity space, right? So the key here is knowing how to translate the skills you have already into the cybersecurity language. And that is what we help our interns and our students to do, because nobody is starting from zero. You have some skills bringing to the table already. Now, let's look at some of the examples. So cybersecurity is not just technical, it is multidisciplinary. And we are going to look at some of the examples, right? So some of the transferable skills, if you're a nurse or you're a tech, transferable skills, compliance, documentation, confidentiality, right? Ideal cyber roles, privacy analyst, GRC analyst, awareness trainer, right? If you're a teacher, communication, training, practice, patience is what you are bringing to the table. Some of the roles you can hold: security awareness trainer, policy analyst. If you're admin, office manager, process handling, attention to detail, some of the roles you can. And this is not all the skills. We are just doing a summary of it, right? So we can keep going down the list. And I think everybody gets the point now, right? So now reframing your experience, like some of the examples, do not say I don't have any cybersecurity experience, or instead, in the role that you are in, I manage sensitive information, documented processes, and ensured compliance. Skills directly, the skills directly used in cybersecurity. These are the skills directly. Now, if you're a nurse, you did everything here, right? And in different, roles, you will do exactly everything here. And this is something that we also do in the cybersecurity space, right? So this is how to reframe the skills that you have. So speak the language, update your resume and your LinkedIn to reflect cybersecurity terminologies if you are changing your LinkedIn, right? So compliance, you are going to put security compliance and risks alignment, handle confidential files, maintain data privacy in line with regulatory expectations. So this is the cybersecurity language. This is what you did in your in your previous role, right? Solve customer problems. So maybe you are customer service. What you did was responded to and resolved potential security related access issues, right? So knowing how to translate what you have already into the cybersecurity language is also very key. And sometimes maybe you can use some AI tools like ChatGPT and the rest. They will be able to help you, but you have to push, and whatever they give you is not just what you're going to take. You have to ask for more because it can do better, right? So create a bridge project. So projects that you work on, make sure you are doing. You can relate all the projects that you've done in your previous work. You can translate them into cybersecurity language, and those will be projects. Those will equally work for projects that you've done in the cybersecurity space, right? So, what are some of the entry-level roles with no experience? There is a whole list of them. We're just going to run through this real quick because we are almost up on 9. So, GRC analyst, GRC specialist, typically 100K, 120. Like I said, if you don't like managers, take 100. Bring Dr. Edu. If you wanted just 80, but you took 100 because Dr. Edu said so, you can bring me the 20, right? I'll take it. Right. So status certifications for this Security Plus, CC, also SOC analyst tier 1. And all these are some of the entry-level roles, right? Identity and access management analyst also. So the salary range will typically remain almost the same, but some of the things that you're going to do is what is stated on here. And then we have security awareness and specialist and trainer, and we have risk analyst, compliance associates as well. Now, success stories. We started with the success stories, so this is possible. It is doable, right? So we are not just trying to push you on a path that nobody has gone on, right? It is very doable. So you are not heading towards doom. Where you are going, somebody has been there, they've done that, and they can guide you, right, as you go through. And how can Eretmis help you to do this? Everything that we've walked you through, you can take that to start the whole entire process. And for us, our entry-level program will help you switch into the cybersecurity space with no issues. And you can do that if you don't have the funds. Climb can help you finance this, and then you pay them later on with some little interest. And for folks who are looking to branch off into the AI space, also our AI governance specialist course is the right course for you. And for our security folks, cloud is where everybody is moving into now. So you have to be able to know how to operate in the cloud and secure the cloud. So you can join our cloud specialist course as well. And for everything that we discussed tonight, it falls on our cybersecurity entry-level course. If you are starting from scratch, or even if you've taken some training a while ago, you are not sure of your knowledge and skill, kindly look into our cybersecurity entry-level course, and this will help you to, start from zero and end up with a cybersecurity role, right? And for folks already in the security space, or if you're looking to specialize in one of the lucrative niches in the cybersecurity space, our payment security compliance program is what we recommend. And for those looking to bridge between knowledge and doing in the security space, so bridge between knowledge and skill, join our GRC internship, and you are going to learn how cybersecurity projects are done, right? And our WhatsApp group, link has been posted. YouTube. We encourage you to subscribe and to join our YouTube community to learn more every Friday night, and then also during the week. We have other emails that we send out. So if you join any of these platforms, you'll be able to also get that as well. And where do we find these jobs? We discussed that last week, right? So we are going to open the floor for any questions that any of our folks might have. And for, I think, probably we had some more of our past students join as we were moving along. If you're on here and you also did the same transition, and you have some words of encouragement or something to add, you can also bring it up. And anything that we touch on, if you have any questions on it, you can kindly also bring it up and we'll address it before we wrap up, right? So whilst we're waiting for some questions and going through the chat to see if there are some questions in the chat. Oh, so how long is the internship? It's 10 weeks for the GRC internship. How extensive is Splunk training? So let me speak on this really quick. You don't take any, if you want to break into the cybersecurity space, don't take any tool training, right? Now you can only take tool training if you've already, you have a foundation, you've done some projects, and now that is just an addition. But if you start off and you are going to do Splunk training, waste your time, do 3 months of, you are wasting your time. How many companies are using Splunk, right? And if you do Splunk training, that doesn't cover your cybersecurity foundation that you need. That is just one tool. And there are 100 tools, 100 plus tools in the security space. Not everybody is using Splunk. And Splunk is not cybersecurity, right? If you take Nexus, Nexus is not cybersecurity. It's just a tool that helps you to do cybersecurity, right? So go through a training that is going to give you that foundation. So don't waste your time chasing any tool training. If you're on the job and you are doing tool training, then that's fine. But for now, I wouldn't even, waste my time on it. You can train yourself on a tool in a day or two, right? If you know your security stuff. So Security Plus is one of the exams you have to physically. No, so for Security Plus, you can take it online now. Yes, for Security Plus and others, you can take it from your home, right? Prerequisite for AI, the AI course is what I've said. So with no IT background, cybersecurity background, you can start the AI course, or that can be an addition to your cybersecurity knowledge and skill that you have, right? And I'm reading from the chats. And there are some, okay, thank you for these words. Thank you for being straight. What about ageism? Yeah, so I think we spoke about that. There is nothing like ageism here. It's what you know and what you can do, right? Nobody cares about your age. They only care about what you can do. Flexibility. Okay, so I think this was when we were asking the earlier questions. Why cybersecurity? And Ade is asking, how easy is it to transition from pharmaceutical to cybersecurity? I think by the end of this presentation, you can answer that. It is very doable. When it comes to easy, nothing is easy, but everything is doable, right? In the security space, the transition is not easy, but it's doable. Why is it not easy? Because it involves a lot of commitment and time and your resources. So it is not easy. Now you have, without trying to transition, your time in your life is fully taken, right? Your family, work, and everything else. Now you have to squeeze some time in there to be able to learn a new language. That is not easy by any means, right? Sometimes it's not even about the money. It's about the time and the commitment. Because sometimes some people will pay for internship. They will show up for 2 weeks and wouldn't show up again, right? It's not about the money. It's about the time and that commitment, right? So some shout outs. Mario joining us from Worcester. Joan joining us from Hanover. MD and Leonard joining us from San Antonio, Texas, and some team lives in there. Abraham joining us from Orange, New Jersey. Toyan joining us from Dallas, and some team lives in there from Henrietta, Abraham, and Furby was answering the smart device. So the smart device, maybe for folks who were not here when we started, so smart device labeling. refers to a system that helps consumers to identify secured and trustworthy Internet of Things devices. Yes. So, Fabi, if you were, here during the cyber chat that we discussed this, now we know for now everybody is using, and we are done. So, if you have to run, you can kindly do so. This is just extra, right? So for smart device labeling, Internet of Things, anything that can connect to the internet that is not your phone, your smartphone, or your laptop is an Internet of device, like Internet of Thing device. Now, now we have fridges that can connect to the internet, your scale, your watch, right? Name it. Now, these devices, mostly when their manufacturers are making them, their main goal is not security. Their goal is for it to look cool and to be able to function, right? So that is a problem because attackers are easily able to use that as a point of contact to be able to get onto your network. So what the government did in the executive order that the Biden administration came up with was to come up with some voluntary labeling, and that will not force, but they encourage vendors to subject themselves to this test that they are going to test your device, and they'll come up with a label, I think in the form of stars. So maybe 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and they will so if your security is really good, so maybe like a smartwatch like Fitbit or any other watch, they will test it. If your security is good, they will give you maybe 5-star. And the other ones that are not as good, they'll give them 3-star, 4-star. That way, when consumers are buying, they can see the stars, like it's kind of like a review. So they'll see the stars, and that will inform customers from choosing, will inform them, and then they'll choose the ones that are more secure, right? And that is the goal behind that, was to force vendors to step up their game when it comes to securing their Internet of Device or their smart devices, right? So if you are rated 1-star, obviously you want to be competitive, so you want to also get to a 5-star, so that will help you to do more in the security side, right? But that is mandatory. That is not mandatory now. It is highly encouraged, right? So it's something that they are still working on. It is in the pipeline. Even the testing, what the testing procedure and criteria is going to be is still, I think, I'm not sure if they are fine-tuned, like that has been set for now, but it's still work in progress, right? So when Trump's administration did the review of that executive order, they maintained this, but they took some other stuff out, right? So thank you, Fabi, Phoebe, for bringing that up. And we have Michael joining us from Vancouver, and some team lives in there. Bernard joining us from Ghana, and George joining us from Ghana. Okay, it's late, pretty late in Ghana. Fred from San Antonio, Texas, and some team lives in there. Appreciate everybody's time. Not sure if there are any chats in there now. So to make an appointment to talk to us, the link has been posted. The WhatsApp group, the link has been posted. So anything that you need to be able to get into to get on any of our platforms, the link is there. If you are here, you are starting off in the security space, we encourage you to start with our Cybersecurity for Beginners course. The link has been posted. Once you've gone through that, your next step is the entry-level course, and we are going to take care of you. And if you are past intern, you are done, please don't wait for the right time to apply for jobs. Start applying, right? We are there to support you and to guide you through the whole entire process. So I appreciate everybody's time. If there are no questions, we are wrapping up for tonight. Next week, yes, kindly go ahead.
I do have an appointment. I couldn't make an appointment with you because your open time for Monday was too late for me. But I have some things I need to talk to you about before Monday, 10:30. Do you have time this weekend or after the meeting?
Yeah, we can talk offline.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everyone. So if there are any questions, kindly bring it up. If not, then we will meet next week, Friday, same time, with an exciting topic as usual. And hopefully you got something for your toolbox tonight. Have a great and wonderful weekend. Stay safe.